water right now. And I don't care what nobody say because everybody needs to know when things get hot like a sauna. You want a Lana in your corner. Boy. I'm feeling stronger with Lana in we corner. Our country has more power with Lana in we corner. The future looking brighter with Lana in we corner. We have a real fight with Lana in we corner. Yes, we have a rocket launcher.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. Good evening, District 1. Carrot Bay, good evening. Good evening, BVI. As I stand here, it's with a feeling of nostalgia. Of course, I am no stranger to you. I worked with your past representative, the late Honorable H.L. Stout, as was said, as his permanent secretary and the chief advisor. Mr. Stout was a true Democrat, committed to working for you, the people of this district, whether or not you supported him. But he was such a diplomat, he made pretty darn sure that you all voted for him every time. He considered you, the people of Carrot Bay, as people with a rich history and a fighting spirit. God-fearing, you may be quiet, but when the time is right, you speak and act for the betterment of yourselves and for this country. Carrot Bay, as he called this village, was his pride and joy. You did not make demands, but expected important things like education and scholarships for your children to be high on his agenda, so that their lives for the next generation could be better. I truly believe that you in Carrot Bay contributed to Mr. Stout's passion for education, for he knew that you required only excellence for your children. Education will continue to be one of the highest priorities of the new administration. People of Carrot Bay, many of you are entrepreneurs. You are fishermen, farmers, restaurateurs, bar owners, all keeping the BVI culture or its way of life vibrant. We must now look at where we are and where we should be going. Within the last 6 months, decisions and policies have been made that threaten and weaken our marine tourism industry. Our long-standing relations with the UK are fractured. Ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake. If we as a people and as a nation intend to get back on keel and sail to our destination of prosperity, we must provide ourselves with the leadership qualities of maturity, experience, and transparency, such as this team has. I have traveled extensively to countries that are prosperous and to others that are not so prosperous. Countries with democratic governments and countries that are based on dictatorships with no possibility of choosing their government. I say that because here in the BVI, that right to vote is in your power, and the right to vote for whom you want is at hand, without threat and without intimidation. So I encourage you to go to the polls and vote for maturity, vote for experience, and vote for those who respect you, the people, who respect authority and respect the laws that govern them. There are some issues that are plaguing this country that we must address, such as the rising cost of living, the rising cost of insurance specifically due to inflation, and I'm told by the insurance companies due to the $47 billion that was paid out in Florida during or post Hurricane Ian, as well as, of course, difficulties in securing loans. If such businesses are to, if such businesses, including our fishermen, are plagued with such high costs, the price of food and related commodities will continue to rise. BVI people, careful subsidies for farmers and must therefore be part of a well-managed system that will encourage a strong local market. It cannot be that only when a crisis such as a pandemic is upon us that monies and food are randomly given out. In the other Caribbean islands, grants are given to farmers and fishermen alike from different international organizations. Sadly, because of our dependent status, such grants are hardly ever available. A new government will find other sources of support, including public-private arrangements. That way, we can develop and systematically strengthen our industry to create another strong and vibrant economic pillar. Listen, marijuana is not the only thing we can grow for profit in the BVI. We have some of the best fishing grounds in the world. There is a market for our fisheries. We just have to get serious and provide the economic climate to help our people to become big players in this fishing industry. Just as we did with our financial services and our tourism, we can do with our fisheries. Aside from our unspoiled beauty, there was no foundation to build on for either tourism or financial services. In financial services, to which I speak, we had to make a path where there was none, using our own people like Lewis Hunt, KC, to prepare the requisite laws and thereafter effectively setting the right policies, developing and strengthening our human resources, and selling our product globally. Every day, I thank God for the leadership of Robert Mathavius, who led the way in developing a BVI financial services industry that is second to none globally. I did then, and I continue to do my part in marketing our product to the world. Yes, there is still lots to be done, but many of our people now bask in the success of both our financial services and our tourism. So, ladies and gentlemen, the prospects for our fishing industry are bright. So I pledge to you, people of the BVI, that once elected, this new administration will bring fishing to greater prominence in this economy. On a related note, all of you down on this western end are from time to time impacted by the Parkwood Pond smoking dump that regularly sends toxins into your homes, your lungs, your food, your lands. This must stop with whatever expertise is necessary to bring an end to it. The rising sea temperatures reduce fish and sea populations. This is the reality we are facing. Microplastics permeate our seafood. As fishermen and farmers, you are key to our national resilience. You are key to our security against climate change, storm crises, shipping and gas price gorging, and you are key to a return to a respect for nature, for which you fishermen and farmers have far more regard than most of us. As a new government, we must put in place innovative programs, enforceable laws, and nurture a population that accepts responsibility for the part we each must play in our journey towards a brighter, cleaner, and healthier BVI. People of the BVI, we need experienced and mature people together with our young people who will build us up as a people and not break us down through, for instance, giving away access to our waters that we have fought so hard to maintain over the years. And just to be clear, I fought to keep illegal fishermen out. In tourism, I helped to develop that yachtsman-friendly policy that resulted in boats, many boats, based in the USVI, moving to the British Virgin Islands. But guess what? This administration, in its wisdom, last year reversed that policy. But as the late Aubrey Levens was famous for saying, help is on the way. A new administration will ensure that all waters are exploited for the benefit of this territory and its people. And I don't care what backpedaling this administration engages in. The point is that they did reverse a very important policy to the detriment of the British Virgin Islands. Finally, today, as we were in this area, earlier, I did my campaigning right here in Carrot Bay. As I passed the Isabella Morris School and its surroundings, I was appalled at the derelict conditions. That school, the community college, and the basketball court are nothing short of derelicts. Yes, yes, there was a hurricane, but it's been 5 years or more since that hurricane. What is more, in front of that school, there were abandoned cars, trailers, etc., devaluing the property of the homes in the vicinity. Is there a government running this country? Is there a government running this country and seeing this level of dereliction? That is what I mean by saying that we need to change, we need to have a new government, and we need to clean up our country. To close, I again reiterate that we need mature people and forward-thinking people who bring solutions to carrying this country forward. Now is the time for change. So on the 20th and the 24th of April, I urge you all to go to the polls. Vote for me and for the entire National Democratic Party team. Vote for maturity, for experience, and vote for transparency. May God bless you. and may God bless our one Virgin Islands.
I'm feeling stronger with Lana in we corner. Our country has more power with Lana in we corner. The future looking brighter with Lana in we corner. We have a real fight with Lana in we corner. Yes, we